good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whenever you're tuning into this particular message of encouragement from me to the Salvation Army Oakton and beyond. We're living in weird times at the moment. We're in quarantine or socially isolating. We're practicing social distancing. We are doing things that not doing things that would be normal in our everyday lives. We are not catching up with family. We are not catching up with friends. Our world has changed rapidly in a very short amount of time. But my message is, don't worry. The best thing we can do at this time is not panic, but just put in place things to keep ourselves safe and other people safe so that we can do our part in slowing down the spread of COVID-19 by not contracting it ourselves and to a point where it is spread through and gone, or by not doing this so that we can slow down. And even if we do catch it, it'll be at a time when there'll be enough medical staff and equipment to help us out, because if we all contract it at once, it's just going to throw the whole system into chaos. So we continue to self-isolate and to self-distance and to wash our hands, to make sure we're keeping a separation between us and other people. We'd all know by now, although there's a lot of misinformation out there, that ways that we can contract it is by picking it up off surfaces. Now we need to make sure we're washing our hands regularly with soap and water. Singing happy birthday for twice through, they say, or you might have a better song that you can sing through twice while washing your hands, or using hand sanitizer whenever you've come in and gone out, or before you eat, all those kinds of things. Just make sure you're keeping your hands clean, and also distancing ourselves from people, because this virus can't fly. Okay, it can stay in there for a bit, but eventually gravity pulls it down. So if we are about 1.5 meters away from someone, chances of us getting it are very, very, very low. And if you're like 2 meters away, or I like 10 feet. 10 feet's what I like, standing away from people. This means that I can go for a walk. We're not supposed to go out, for unessential reasons. One person, goes to the shop, not everybody. But to take a dog for a walk or to go out for a walk is an important thing. Exercise is an important thing. So this morning I took my dog for a walk. We went out and down to the lake and round back again. Now there weren't many people around, which was good. Occasionally we did see people, and when I saw people I said hello, kept my distance, no hugging and kissing, or which would be weird anyway. On a walk, that would just be weird. So keeping a distance of about 10 feet, I'd say, good morning, how are you? And keep on walking. Let people know that they're not alone, that they're still connected with the world, and having a sensible distance. They say the best thing we can do is pretend that we've got the virus. That way, if we pretend that we're trying to protect other people, we're actually protecting ourselves and other people. Okay, so always think, well, I'm going to act as though I've got it. I'm trying to keep it away from people, and that way we protect ourselves, and we play our part in this effort to slow down the spread of the virus, so that our medical professionals and institutions can deal with it at a steady rate. Now, while I was out walking this morning, I came across a bird in a tree. Now, there's lots of birds down by the lake, lots of ducks and native waterfowl and pelicans and ibis. But I came across this beautiful parrot in a tree, which made me stop. Now, this is not going to surprise my family. They know how much I love birds. I like working outside. If I'm working from home, I prefer to work outside, where I am now, at the outdoor setting. And I like having birds around me. I have pigeons that land here, occasionally a Murray magpie, rainbow lorikeets frequently in the background. There's a usually noisy miner that every 10-15 minutes decides to fly through the area and clear out all the other birds. It's quite a bit of drama going on, but my kids knew that I love birds. In fact, last year, my daughter bought me this book, Birding for the Curious. Now, she knows I'm curious. I'm a curious man, and I like birding. So this seemed to match me perfectly. So she got me this book. But the curious thing about this book is that it's Canadian, which means that, when you're looking at the species of birds in this book, they don't actually match up to anything that we see around in Oakden or in Australia for that matter. But the good thing about this book was it has some basic tips for birding, and it was able to teach me the kinds of seeds that I should be feeding my pigeons. It's said to be feeding wild birds black sunflower seeds. Now, I bought some of those and I still buy them every now and then, and the birds absolutely love them. In fact, my dog absolutely loves them. And the rodents that live in my backyard absolutely love them. They're popular with lots of people. So I can't leave them lying around, otherwise I'll find the bag on the lawn being eaten by a dog. I can't leave them in the bird feeder after hours, because once the birds are finished, I'll find a few furry friends. So got to keep things out of the way and purely for the birds. But it was a great book, and the beauty of birds is that human beings have a relationship with them that's very, very close. If any culture you go to, you'll find stories about birds. You'll find stories, about humans interacting with birds. You'll find stories about, there'll be whole legends about birds. You think of stories about like the phoenix. You think of the ibis. We call them bin chickens. In Egypt, they were revered as gods. In Egyptian religion, they were the birds they'll be deciding your fate after you die, which is a scary thought. Bin chickens. I'm thankful I'm a Christian and believe that Jesus will be, in the judgment seat. But birds everywhere. In fact, when we read the Bible, we come across birds, and Jesus refers to birds in relation to worry. He says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to their life?" Who are you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Worry's not going to get us anywhere at this time. We need to know that although things have changed rapidly in a very short amount of time, and will probably keep on changing in the coming days, there will be an end to this. The end is in sight. We will reach the end where we can get back to normal. But we need not worry in the interim. God is with us. God is with us. Just because we can't see our family face to face, just because we can't catch up with our friends or come to church, or go to club, whatever, God is still with us, and we are still with you. We are still part of a family, a faith family. We need not worry, because God is looking after us. That bird I saw this morning wasn't worrying. That bird I saw this morning didn't care about what the day was bringing. It just enjoyed being. It knows that its Heavenly Father is looking after it just as He is looking after us. Now, next time I speak to you, I'll be bringing my sermon Sunday morning. So I hope that these have been helpful, and I hope that my sermon on Sunday morning will be helpful as well. Also, I'll be sending you links for the Ingle Farm Salvation Army meeting, and for those who have got the Bible studies, I invite you to get involved with them, either with do it yourself, or ring up somebody, and you can do it over the phone, or if you've got computer abilities, you can FaceTime it. Or do it with people in your household. If you've got someone else that lives with you, maybe they don't go to church, encourage them to come and help you. So, look, can you come and help me? I need some help with this, someone to talk about this stuff with. And hopefully we'll be able to continue our fellowship as the Salvation Army Oakden, although in a very, very different way. God bless, and I hope you stay well. Bye.